Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna-vadanam dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaya Saraswati namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham karishyami Siddhir bhavatu me sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So welcome back to the third class in our course here, Keerti. So we studied 5 shlokas so far. If I remember right, we started with Shuklam Bharadaram, then Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, and then Samudra Vasane Devi, Gange Cha Yamune Chaiva, and Deepa Jyoti. So I just could recall because just the order of our, from the time we wake up, etc. So what we can do today is we can start with, we can go one by one and say all the shlokas so we feel comfortable. And when you say the shloka, also tell the meaning. So what we'll do is, we'll go in a particular order. I'll call out some names and then each of you say a different shloka. So the first 5 people would have said 5 shlokas. Then the next 5 will repeat the shlokas and we'll go that way. Okay? So I'll call out from the order that's there in my screen. Haraprasad, go ahead and unmute yourself. After you're done, mute yourself.
Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna-vadanam dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaya. Shall I give the meaning?
Yes, Haraprasad ji, go ahead.
Yeah. Shuklam Bharadaram. The person who's wearing white cloths, Vishnu, all-pervading, Shashivarnam, having the complexion of moon, Chaturbhujam, having 4 arms, Prasanna-vadanam, having a pleasing, smiling face. On this person I meditate for the removal of all vignas.
Very good, very good. Very good. Mohini ji, Rukmini ji, and him in that order. Mohini ji, go ahead.
Samudravasane Devi Parvatasthana-mandale Vishnupatni namastubhyam Padasparsham kshamasvame. So Samudravasane Devi is all the oceans are her is where she lives. Parvatasthana-mandale, the mountains are her chest. Vishnupatni namastubhyam, Vishnu's consort, I bow down to you. Please excuse me. I have to, for walking on this earth, I have to put my feet on you. So please excuse me for doing so.
Very good. Rukmini ji.
Actually, Mohini should have chanted Karagare because that's the first one. Okay, anyway, I'll chant that. Karagare vasate Lakshmihi Karamadye Saraswati Karamule Stita Gauri Prabhate Kardarshanam. This means Karagare vasate Lakshmi. On my fingertips, Lakshmi is residing. Karamadye Saraswati. In the middle of my hand, palm, there lives Saraswati. And Karamule, at the beginning of the wrist, Stita Gauri. She is stationed. She is positioned at Karamule. Prabhate Karadarshanam. I do morning, do this Prabhate Karadarshanam. I do the darshanam of all the three devis in my hands.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Hem and then Beena.
Gange cha yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Right. Meaning so we are listing the names of all the rivers. So, Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, and Kaveri. And so Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. So in this water, I don't know the meaning of the word Sannidhi, so that is not very clear to me.
Yeah, Sannidhi. Sannidhi means may you enter, may you position yourself, may you arrive and place yourself.
So in this water, may you position yourself.
Yeah. Good. So because rivers are life-giving. Without rivers, life cannot exist. So I appreciate that importance of the rivers and waters, and I equate them to devatas. And this water is no different from the water of the rivers. Yeah. Good.
Deepak Jyotir Parabrahma, Deepak Jyotir Janardana, Deepo Haratume Papam, Deepak Jyotir Namastude. So here I consider the Jyoti as Parabrahma, the light which I am lighting as Parabrahma, and also as Janardana, the all pervading, and the light which removes my papams. I offer Deepo Jyotir Namastude. I prostrate to the Jyoti, the light.
Correct. Very good. So Shruti, Meenakshi, Narasimhan. You don't have to tell the meaning. Just chant a sloka. We can't hear you, Shruti. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. I'll start with Shuklam now.
Yeah, sure.
Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Okay, Meenakshi.
Samudravasane Devi Parvatastana-mandale Vishnupatni namastubhyam Padasparsham kshamaswame.
Yeah. Narasimhan, Prasad, Rahul. After you're done, go ahead and
Karagre vasate Lakshmi Karamadye Saraswati Karamule Stita Gauri
Prabhate.
Prabhate Karadarshanam.
Good.
Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru.
Very good.
दीप ज्योतिः परं ब्रह्म दीप ज्योतिर जनार्दना दीपो हरतु मे पापम दीप ज्योतिर्नमस्तुते.
Very good. Namostute. Namostute. Not namastute. Namostute. Okay. Good. Jai Shri, Swapna and Hema. Okay. Jai Shri, you can't hear you.
Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru.
Sannidhim. Nidhi.
Sannidhim Kuru.
Good. We can't hear you, Swapna. Okay. So, Hemaji, can you?
Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Yeah. Very good. So the idea is these are basic shlokas, and so as you say it every day, it will become second nature to you. And so hope you're able to practice it during those appropriate times. So today what we'll do is,
Sir, I have a question.
yeah, go ahead, Shruti.
When we chant Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum, am I to visualize that form and then do it, or how am I to do it? Like, what should be the right attitude? Because in Vedanta, we hear that there is, any upasana which is done with the Bheda Buddhi is like an animal, like in Vishnu Sahasranam when it comes. So how do I make it one with myself? What is the right way? What is the right attitude to sing it?
Yeah, so these are prarthanas where we invoke the devatas, particular devatas. So what we do is we visualize Vishnu first. Your favorite form of Vishnu you visualize, and then you chant Shuklam Bharadharam. Okay, you think of Vishnu being all pervasive, being all Sarva Shaktiman, Ityadi, and then you chant Shuklam Bharadharam.
Okay.
So in fact, you have to visualize it the way it is said in the shloka also, technically. Because Shuklam Bharadharam, one who is covered with a white garment. So you have to visualize Vishnu in a white garment also, technically. But so at least visualize Vishnu. So like that Karagre, you have to visualize Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Ityadi. You have to do that.
Okay.
Then the prayer becomes very powerful. So the Abheda Buddhi comes in Vedanta. So in Vedanta, so for example, okay, leave Vedanta aside also. So some of us who do Sandhya Vandanam every day, we're supposed to chant Gayatri Mantra. So Gayatri Mantra, there are two ways of chanting. One is by visualizing Gayatri. And then what is advised to us is you visualize Gayatri in the beginning properly. And then you start chanting. But while chanting, don't visualize Gayatri. Means don't try to struggle to visualize Gayatri. You just focus on the mantra. Because that is Japam. And so purpose of Japam is different and purpose of a Prarthana is different. And so these techniques are all there. Good question. So for our purposes, we will visualize the Devata. Otherwise, Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, you can't say. Because you are not visualizing Lakshmi. Then it won't work. So, good question.
Okay.
Good question.
So, okay, thank you. So that means in japa, like you are saying, then in japa, once you visualize Gayatri, after that you just focus on the words with that attitude, is what you meant?
Correct. So there is a Shabda Pradana Japam, which means you focus only on the words. Then there is a Artha Pradana Japa. Then you focus on the meaning rather than the word.
Okay.
So a bit technical, but yeah, those are all good questions. Keep that in mind. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good. Any other questions? Good. So now I'm looking at this page number 52 in this book, Puja and Prayers. And BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi. This is what we're going to learn today. And again, many of you will know it. So again, another shloka which is chanted before having a meal. And that is why it is called Bhojanat Prak. Prak means before. And Bhojanat Prak means before one has a meal, one has food, one chants this. So let's do this. Let's first learn to chant it, then we'll see the meaning. So let's see. We'll have somebody here. Sapna, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, Jaykumarji, namaste.
Namaste. Yeah. So just everybody can repeat after me. Everybody remains muted. Keerti, if you can mute yourself. And then BrahmaarpaNam
BrahmaarpaNam
Brahmahavihi.
Brahmahavihi
Good. Say 2 times. That's a good idea. Yeah. Brahmagnau
Brahmagnau Brahmagnau
Brahmanahutam
Brahmanahutam Brahmanahutam
Brahmaiva
Brahmaiva Brahmaiva
Tena Gantavyam
Tena Gantavyam Tena Gantavyam
Brahma Karma
Brahma Karma Brahma Karma
Samadhina.
Say that again, please.
Samadhina.
Samadhina Samadhina.
So the last is one word. Brahma Karma Samadhina is one word. Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Brahma Karma Samadhina. Brahma Karma Samadhina.
BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi.
BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi. BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi.
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam.
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam. Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam.
Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam.
Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam.
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Brahma Karma Samadhina. Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Good. So I will say it once, just for your reference. BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi. Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam. Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Brahma Karma Samadhina. So this is actually an important shloka. It's a Vedantic shloka. Shloka, the Vedanta meaning. So typically when you go to ashrams, they will chant this before lunch, for example, or before dinner, for a big meal. So here what you have to do, this one is visualizing. This one, there is an imagery here, an imagery of a Vedic homa, Vedic ritual, fire ritual, if you want to call it that. So you have to visualize it. You must visualize a homa kunda, okay? And then you must visualize you yourself doing this ritual, or you visualize somebody doing it. That is one side. The other side, you must visualize yourself having food or somebody having food. So that is the simile here. The Yajna Kunda ritual is to be imagined, and then the process of having food has to be imagined. Now, why these two they have said? Basically, what is said here is, and in the Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna talks about it. This food goes into the body. Okay, go back to the ritual. Lot of offerings are made. Right from the beginning, from wood also, wooden sticks, samit is offered. Sometimes dharba grass is offered. Lotus seeds are offered. Ghritam, ghee is offered. Annam, rice is offered. Like this, any amount, any different types of things based on the context is offered. And once it is offered, after a while you look at the homa kunda, it is not there. Gone, disappeared. So there the visualization is, you have offered it and the devatas have taken it. That is the idea. Now what happens to this food? Suppose I ask somebody, what have you come to this restaurant for? I have come here to have lunch. Hey, what about morning? Did you have breakfast? Yes, I had breakfast. Did you have lunch yesterday? You had lunch yesterday. Then why are you coming again? You had food, right? Why are you coming again? If I ask, what will you say? What do you mean? I mean, the food is gone. I am hungry again. So, food is gone. Like in this homa, the food that is offered into this body is gone. And so, this digestive fire, digestive system is visualized as this Agni of the homa kunda. Correct? So beautiful. So therefore, when I eat food, I don't say I'm eating food and all that. That's a very gross way of saying this. We don't say we eat food and all. Now, okay, we have a meal. We have bhojanam, prasada bhojanam, and prasadam, because the food is prasadam to me. And it is being offered to this Vaishvanara Agni. That is the way to visualize this. Okay, a lot can be said, because if I start talking, the whole class will be over on this. So that's the visualization. Because in Vedanta class we talk about these things, and so that's a beautiful, simple visualization. And the act of having a meal is converted to a yajna, converted to a prayer. So beautiful. So now let's see the meaning. So the idea here is, everything here is Ishvara. The whole Jagat is pervaded by Ishvara. And that cause, that Vastu is called Brahman. Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. That is a Mahavakyam in Vedanta. Everything that is there is Brahman. There is nothing other than Brahman. So that's why we have in Telugu a song, Brahma Mokkate. Brahma Mokkate Para, Brahma Mokkate Para. Brahma Mokkate means there is only Brahman, there is nothing else. This is the idea here. So how is it said? Look at this. BrahmaarpaNam. BrahmaarpaNam. What that by which I am offering is Brahman. So in the yajna, I am using a ladle to offer ghritam into the homa kunda. That ladle also is Brahma. And in food also, however I am offering the food into my mouth, so that I use a spoon or I use my hands, the hand is Brahma. BrahmaarpaNam. Then Brahma Havi. Havis is a technical word in our culture. Havis means what is being offered is called Havis. So you offer ghee, Havis. You offer lotus seeds, Havis. You offer samit, Havis. Wooden sticks, Havis. Same thing here also. What do I offer? I don't eat lotus seeds, I don't eat sticks, but I eat all this very fancy stuff that they have made. So all my choicest foods are being offered. All vegetables and sambar and dal and kurma and this and that. Everything is Havis, everything is Brahma. Brahma Havi. That which is offered is also Brahma. Then what? Brahma Agnav. Where is it offered? It is offered into me. Into me, more specifically into my digestive system. My digestive system is waiting. It's just waiting, making noises all along. And the noise is coming. And that fellow is ready to consume it. Agni. So that Agni is also Brahma. That Agni is Brahma Agni. And that into which I am offering Brahma Agnav. So I am offering this Brahma, this food Brahma, into this Agni Brahma. Correct? Brahmana Hutam. So Hutam, and what is offered is also called, is what is offered. That offering is called Brahma. The offering is called Brahma. The process of offering, Brahma. Brahmana Hutam. Then Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Gantavyam. To be reached, to be accomplished. The goal. What is the goal to be accomplished by this person? If the question is asked, Brahma eva. Brahma alone. Brahma alone is to be accomplished by this person who is doing so many things in life, seeking so many things, doing so many things, trying to want to become somebody. All that is going on, but finally what the person really is seeking is to be that Brahma. And what do we say? In Vedanta we say, you are that Brahma already, because it says Brahma Agnav. So this Agni is Brahma, implying this whole body is Brahma. You're already that Brahma. I am already that Brahma, but I am unaware of that fact. I don't know that fact. Therefore, there is Ajnanam. Ajnanam is there. That is Vedanta. So by knowing that fact, that Ajnanam is removed, and then I will, in quote unquote, reach Brahma. There is no reaching a place here. It is just recognizing oneself as Brahma. So poetically said as Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Must be reached by this person. Brahma must be reached by this person. Brahma Karma Samadhina. By the one, so Brahma should be reached by whom? By the one who recognizes everything as Brahma. By the one who sees Brahma in everything. Look at that. So, which means by the one who has recognized this truth, then that person gains Brahma. That is the meaning. So how do we translate this verse? Any means of offering is BrahmaarpaNam, and that offering, that oblation, that havis is also Brahma. The fire into which the offering is made. Fire means, if you look at the homa, fire is there. If you look at this process of consuming a meal, fire is of course there. And so any process where that kind of a digestion is involved, so the fire into which the offering is made is Brahma. The one who offers is also Brahma, Brahmana Hutam. Then Brahma eva tena gantavyam. Indeed, Brahma is the one to be gained by that person, to be accomplished by that person whose vision is in Brahma, whose vision is that everything is Brahma, who abides in Brahma. So any means of offering is Brahma, the oblation is Brahma, the fire into which the offering is made is Brahma, the one who offers is also Brahma. Indeed, Brahman is to be gained by the person who abides in Brahma. That is the meaning of this. Now here, sometimes we say Brahma, sometimes we say Brahman. You may have noticed. So that is because this in Sanskrit, this Brahma, the Pratipadikam, before the word becomes usable, it is in a native form called Pratipadikam. That native form of the word Brahma is Brahman. So we synonymously use both Brahman and Brahma. Okay. So like Swami, suppose we say Swami. Swami, the native form of the word Swami is Swamin. Swamin. So that Swamin becomes Swami. Karma is another word. The native form of the word karma is Karman. Karman. So just a technical reason. Sometimes if you have a question in your mind, why Brahman, why Brahma, are they two different things? These kinds of questions you might have. That is one point. Another point is, what is the connection between this Brahman and Brahmaji? अरे ब्रह्माजी है, इस जगत का सृष्टि किया ना. The creator of this world is there. Brahmaji is sitting somewhere. We don't know where he is sitting. What is that guy? What is the relationship with that and this? Well, that Brahmaji is different. We are not referring to Brahmaji when we say Brahma or Brahman. Okay? But the native form of the word in Sanskrit is identical for both. Brahman only. But Brahma is Pullingam, masculine gender. And Brahma is Napumsakalingam, neuter gender. So it refers to two different things, it's not the same thing. So when somebody sings or when you hear a sloka and the word Brahma comes, you have to think, is this referring to Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, or is it referring to Brahmaji, the creator? So the context will tell us what that is. Okay. So this is BrahmaarpaNam. And it is chanted before any meal. So when you are having a meal, you can mentally chant it. So in our dining hall here, I live in a senior citizens home. And before lunch, everybody chants it here. And here they chant a little different. They chant a couple of verses from the Bhagavad Gita. Saham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. There is a beautiful sloka. So that also can be chanted. And once they finish chanting, then I will mentally chant BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavi, because I'm used to that. And so you can mentally chant it. Whether if you're in a restaurant, you can mentally close your eyes and chant it. If you're at home, of course, you can chant it. If the family is there sitting together, having a meal, together you all chant it. And at home, when I go, my parents, myself, other people are there. We're all together, we will chant it. So that then what happens, that food becomes sanctified. Food becomes sanctified, becomes sacred. I don't take anything for granted. So very beautiful shloka, BrahmaarpaNam. Any questions on that?
Sir, I have
Yes,
a
sir.
question.
I have a question.
Yeah, somebody was asking, who was that? 1 minute, Prasad.
Sir, sir, when they say Brahma Karma Samadhina, so what does the word karma mean here? It's an action.
Yeah, so there you can say, in all these actions, the one who sees Brahma.
Okay.
Brahma Karma, all these actions that we talked about, like offering an instrument and the one to whom it is offered, the person who is offering, all are action related anyway.
Okay.
So that is the way to look at it also, Brahma Karma Samadhina.
Okay, thanks.
So one who sees Brahma in all actions means you can extend it to one who sees Brahman everywhere. Correct. Good question. Go ahead and mute yourself. Ahar Prasad.
Yes, sir. What is the difference? You said Havihi. In some places, I have heard it as Havir. Brahma
Good question.
Havir. Yeah.
Good question. I was thinking of saying it, actually, it skipped my mind. So in some places when you go, they will say BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavir. Like that they will say, correct? Brahmahavir. You may have heard it. Especially in the north, they will say that. So see that when the way the shloka is written, it will be written like this: BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavir Brahmanahutam. Okay, Brahmahavir, or rather Brahmahavir Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam. So this Brahmahavihi and Brahmagnau, these two words become joined when you see it written in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, I'm not talking about other transliterations. In Sanskrit, they will become joined. It will appear as though they are one word. Okay, they're actually two different words, but when they're written together, it's like magnet. These two fellows come together, they get attracted. They become Brahmahavir Brahma. It will appear like this. So Brahmahavihi and Brahmagnau will join to become Brahmahavir Brahmagnau. So now, but nobody knows all this. Okay? Nobody knows all this. They know how to chant, they know Hindi, and they will chant. So now they want to separate it. When you separate it, what happens? Brahmahavir Brahmagnau. This is the way they know to separate it. Correct? So that is how it comes. That is the genesis of that way of chanting. So we don't generally, that's not the correct way of chanting. It is, fortunately, it is not totally incorrect also. I can't say it is incorrect. It's okay, you can chant like that. But since the word ends, you're ending it. So Brahmahavihi, BrahmaarpaNam Brahmahavihi. You ended it. Then you are going to resume with Brahmagnau. So that Brahmahavir is not the right way to do it. In fact, all visargas have to be pronounced as a visarga. Otherwise, you are converting it into a repa. Repa means ra. So that's actually incorrect. So does that answer your question, Nahar Prasad ji?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good. Okay. So this is one shloka. And there is another popular shloka which is chanted in many places. And more people know this shloka. Can you guess? This is also before Bhojanam. Which one is that?
Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva.
Good. Aham Vaishwanara Bhutva. And then what is the other one?
Sahanavatu.
AnnapoorNe.
AnnapoorNe SadaapoorNe.
Yeah. See, Sahanavatu, Haraprasad. See, that is another. So there are many things we have learnt in a wrong way and then communicating it also. So Sahanavatu is not to be chanted before meals and all that. And people are all nice. They're all very devoted and they have a lot of devotion. And so in the process, what happens? Some of them know only one mantra. It is called Sahanavatu. And so everywhere they go, they will chant Sahanavatu. And so that is probably one of the reasons why you hear the Sahanavatu everywhere. And the starting Sahanavatu, ending of the program Sahanavatu. And Sahanavatu means completely different. It is to be chanted only before the beginning of a class. So today in this class, we could have started with Sahanavatu. And I didn't start because it's a mantra and swaras and all are required. And so we don't have to do that. And we chanted Saraswati namastubhyam anyway. So that compensates. So AnnapoorNe. So let's do AnnapoorNe SadaapoorNe because it is a popular shloka. It's worth knowing. So here, Parvati is visualized as AnnapoorNe or Annapurna. In Coimbatore, we have a famous restaurant called AnnapoorNe. So let's do this. So
is it puja and prayers?
It is not in puja and prayers. So I'm going to show you. Good question. And so I'm going to show you a screen, and then we will chant with that. Okay. So
I
go ahead.
think
One
it
of
is
you
there,
can.
right? It is there.
Oh, it is. Which page is it in?
So there is Annapurna Ashtakam. So I have an older version of the book. I think you have to add 4 or 5 pages to it. In my book, it is 104. You may have 109 or something like that.
Annapurna Ashtakam is there. Okay. That is correct. There you go. Very good. I got it in page 109. 109. AnnapoorNe SadaapoorNe is there. But for those who don't have it, I'll show you a screen here shortly. Yeah, thank you, Hemaji. Good. So let's see. One of you can chant it. So Rahul, are you? Can you do? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Everybody else stays muted and can chant along with us. And I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, good. So can you all see my screen? Rahul, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so we got AnnapoorNe here. AnnapoorNe is typically shown with a pot of presumably a lot of food there, and an inexhaustible source of food. And she also has a ladle in her hand. So she's giving us that food. She's saying, don't worry, we have enough food. So as many people have said, food is in plenty in this world. It can easily feed all people. And it's because of inefficiency that some people go hungry. Okay, so let's just repeat 2 times after me, Rahul.
Sure.
AnnapoorNe.
AnnapoorNe. AnnapoorNe.
SadaapoorNe.
SadaapoorNe. SadaapoorNe.
Shankara Pranavallabhe.
Shankara Pranavallabhe. Shankara Pranavallabhe.
Jnana Vairagya.
ज्ञान वैराग्य
सिद्ध्यर्थम
सिद्ध्यर्थम
भिक्षां देहि
भिक्षां देहि
च पार्वती
च पार्वती
अन्नपूर्णे सदापूर्णे
अन्नपूर्णे सदापूर्णे
शंकर प्राणवल्लभे
शंकर प्राणवल्लभे
ज्ञान वैराग्य सिद्ध्यर्थम
ज्ञान वैराग्य सिद्ध्यर्थम
भिक्षां देहि च पार्वती
भिक्षां देहि च पार्वती
Yeah, very good. So, did anybody?
In my book, the Parvati is Parvati. So I don't know whether your book also has that.
Yeah, my book also has Dirgha only here. Dirgha Annapurne Dehicha Parvati. So I think it must be Hrasva, Hemaji, because you look at the
Yeah, because it's Sambodhana. Yeah, correct.
because it says Oh Parvati.
Yeah, exactly.
The translation given is Oh Parvati.
Yeah.
So because Oh Parvati is said, it must be Hrasva.
So I'm mentioning it in case people need to change that.
Correct. So
if they have that, yeah, because mine is an older version. I was not sure in your version it is the same. So that's why I was making that comment.
Yeah, good point. And so the point Emaji is making is, let me do this. So
in your screen it's correct.
Yeah, because yesterday night I was spending half an hour creating this, and so I assumed I took everything as a Sambodhana, and I did that. So okay. So first question to all of you is: Does everybody have a copy of this shloka with you, either in a book or you have written it down? Okay. Yes. So if that is the case, I'm going to let's talk about the meaning first. Then I'll come back to this grammar. So clearly, this is to Annapurna, the giver of food. So very simple to understand here. So Hey Parvati, I'm addressing you. Look, who are you? You who is Annapurna in this case, Annapurna, one who is an abundant source of food. You can't say who's full of food. That's not the right way to say that. It looks a little odd to say you're full of food. So who has abundant food to give to anybody who asks, anybody who needs. Annapurne. Then SadaapoorNe. SadaapoorNe, here it says who is always full. Okay. SadaapoorNe, always. So always, because Parvati cannot come and suddenly say, oh, the election time, too many people are coming and I can't afford to give output to everybody. She can't say all this stuff. So SadaapoorNe. Okay. So Sada means always. And Shankara Pranavallabhe. Hey, you are the one, the most beloved of Lord Shiva, of Mahadeva. You are the most beloved. So I'm qualifying it. So that Parvati. And Bhikshan Dehi. Bhiksha is a beautiful word in our culture. Bhiksha. Only two people can ask for Bhiksha in our culture. only two people. One is a brahmachari, means a student. A student means what? One who has not yet started working, that's not yet married. That such a person is called a brahmachari. That person has the license to go anywhere and ask for bhiksha. That person should not be denied bhiksha because that person has no means to survive. His duty is to study. So, brahmachari. Another person who can ask for bhiksha is a sannyasi. Sannyasi. Sannyasi has renounced everything. For the sake of this knowledge, for the sake of this dharma, for the sake of this shastram, Veda, Vedartham, Veda Samrakshanartham, so Jnana Praptyartham. So our culture gives the sannyasi a license to ask for bhiksha. Nobody else should ask for bhiksha. A kshatriya and a brahmana cannot, a grahastha and a vanaprasthi cannot ask for bhiksha. That's it. This is the rule. This is the rule of Manusmriti. Because they have the means to get food. They have the means. That's the idea. These two people, brahmachari's duty is only to study. So the brahmachari is said, you don't worry about anything. We will provide for you. Which is what parents do, really. Parents do. Every day the brahmachari gets bhiksha. And sannyasi, of course, you are the one who protects the Vedas and thereby protects the society. So we will support you. We will nourish you. You don't worry about food. Because food is the only thing we finally need, right? Just, so many 2 or 3 square meals a day, 2 square meals a day is all we need. And we go round and round for these 2 square meals a day. But if the 2 square meals are guaranteed, then the mind is just ready to do what is to be done, correct? So that is just some background of our dharma. So here, of course, we are saying Bhikshan Dehi. Here the Bhiksha is already, food is there, and we want to acknowledge Parvati who has given us the food, Annapurna who has given us the food, and we are saying Bhikshan Dehi. Please give me food. Please give me meal. Give me a meal now and later also. And for what you should give me food? Very interesting. It doesn't say to fill my stomach. Udara Purnartham, it doesn't say. Mere pet ko bharane ke liye bhojan do. No, not like that. Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. Look at that. Where is stomach and where is Jnanam and Vairagya? Completely different. They say, what is it? Live to eat versus eat to live. Some people live to eat. So, bhojan ke liye hi main ji raha hu. So that kind of people are there. Then eat just to live and do other things. That's the purpose. Means. This food is just a means. It's not an end. So here also, food is a means for what? Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. For gaining that dispassion. That dispassion. This food that I am apparently attracted and attached to, and that I think I can't live without. Hey, I can be dispassionate with that food also. And let me gain that dispassion through the food that you are giving me. And through that dispassion, may I gain the knowledge of what is to be known, what is to be understood, what is ultimately to be understood. May I not see all these silly videos that people are sending me on WhatsApp, right? Because every time I spend 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I keep on clicking. I start after lunch, and then by the time I look at the clock, it is 7 o'clock in the evening. It is time for dinner. What happened? 4 hours, 6 hours? 6 hours? WhatsApping. So, may I not do that? May you give me vairagyam towards WhatsApp and towards so many other things in life for which I need vairagyam. This is a beautiful shloka, I tell you. And because food is very attractive, and because we can get carried away. with so many types of food. And the morning, afternoon, you go have belpuri. Evening time, 4 o'clock, something is asking bhaji, bonda. The night time, let's go to an ice cream parlor and have some ice cream. This kind of life will quickly end also. So give me some dispassion. So of course I can have a healthy body, healthy mind. So I can pursue the things that are to be pursued. That's a beautiful shloka. We chant it in our ashram also. Every day we chant, and many homes and all you can chant. So you can practice this with your family, with yourself. You can practice it. So I will chant it once. AnnapoorNe SadaapoorNe Shankarapranavallabhe Jnanavairagyasiddhyartham Bhiksham dehi cha Parvati. AnnapoorNe SadaapoorNe Shankarapranavallabhe Jnanavairagyasiddhyartham Bhiksham dehi cha Parvati. So let's see what the time is. Okay. So
this can be chanted before the meal also?
Yeah. So both BrahmaarpaNam and AnnapoorNe can be chanted before the meal. So what you do is you chant AnnapoorNe first, then you chant BrahmaarpaNam. That is my suggestion.
Thank you.
Because AnnapoorNe, it's a shloka, and it has a meaning, a laukika meaning also. But BrahmaarpaNam is really a Vedantic a shloka with a Vedantic meaning appearing in the Bhagavad Gita. So you can chant. I mean, order is immaterial, but you can chant both. Okay. So it is 7:45 now here. 1 hour has passed. So sometimes I like to take the class for about 10-15 minutes, no more than 15 minutes extra. So I will ask your permission now. Is it all right to go for another 10 minutes and complete another shloka? Yeah? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, yes. So, and then we'll pause for questions after the class. So we have completed this, and food. Then there is one more thing. Before studying, there is a shloka. Many shlokas are there. And this Saraswati namastubhyam is a very popular shloka, which we do chant before we begin a class also. And so let us learn that. And in my book, it is in page number 46. Okay, page number 46. So this shloka is to Saraswati, the Devata of Jnanam, goddess of knowledge. Throughout our life, from the time we are born, we are gaining knowledge. Constantly, we are learning something or the other, whether we know it or not. What we come to know can be useful to us or need not be useful. Just junk. Need not be useful. So like somebody sends a WhatsApp message that says, try this. Nobody can lick their elbow with their tongue. Okay. It just came to my mind. Please excuse me for giving this example. So what? I said. So then I said, I took up my elbow and I tried to lick my elbow. And I couldn't lick it. So I said, wow, very interesting piece of information. But if you ask me, is this information useful or not? I have to say, before I knew this, I was okay. After I knew it, I cannot put it in my resume, nothing. If I put it in my resume, in fact, I won't get my job also. And if I go and talk about this in an interview, I will lose my job. So I said, it is not useful to me. An interesting piece of information like this. We get so much information in this life, and so we have to decide where we have to spend time. So that knowledge is so important for us. And the Viveka also. Viveka means what I should know. That also we must know. Otherwise we can get carried away. So this shloka is very, very good for that. And normally we teach it to our children and ask them to chant it before they start studying. So in the evening they go play around, etc. They come back and then we tell them, do your homework, whatever, chant the shloka. Or if the puja is being done in the puja room before food or whatever, then also they can chant. The children can chant Saraswati namastubhyam because they are going to have food and then they are going to study. Then also it is chanted. So either way, you can choose when to do it. So I will, let's learn this. And so Mohini ji, if you can unmute yourself. Everybody else also can repeat 2 times. Saraswati namastubhyam.
Saraswati namastubhyam. Saraswati namastubhyam.
Varade kamarupini.
Varade kamarupini. Varade kamarupini.
Vidyarambham karishyami.
Vidyarambham karishyami. Vidyarambham karishyami.
Siddhir bhavatu.
Siddhir bhavatu. Siddhir bhavatu.
Me sada.
Me sada. Me sada.
Yeah, once again, just once. Saraswati namastubhyam.
Saraswati namastubhyam.
Varade kamarupini.
Varade kamarupini.
Vidyarambham karishyami.
Vidyarambham karishyami.
Siddhir bhavatu me sada.
Siddhir bhavatu me sada.
Okay, so I'll say it once. Saraswati namastubhyam. Varade kamarupini. Vidyarambham karishyami. Siddhir bhavatu me sada. So here again an address. Very interesting. All our shlokas first start with a call. O Parvati, we saw earlier. Like this, O Saraswati, listen to me. So getting her attention first. That is the first thing that is being done. Very interesting. So, O Saraswati, listen. Listen. Namastubhyam. I am offering my prostrations, my salutations to you. Don't look around because elections are going on. You're wondering where people are voting and all. I know you're concerned about India. Yes, please be concerned. Do the right thing for India. We need you to do it. But right now, at this moment, namastubhyam. I am seeking your attention. I am offering my prayers to you. Oh Varade. Oh Varade. You're not an ordinary person. Varam dadati iti varadaha. You give boons. You give people what they ask for. That's who you are. You're not an ordinary person. You are Varada. So, oh Varade, one who, the giver of boons, the giver of things that people want. Hey Kamarupini, you know, when we praise people, you have to tell things, people say these days, oh, your sari looks so wonderful. And, some color looks good and all they say. So I see this when when you go somewhere. So like that here also, Kamarupini. Oh, you look beautiful today. Kamarupini. So you look great. You look good. You look beautiful. So beautiful is important here because pleasing. When we look at our devatas, they are attractive because Ishvara attracts us. So they have a beautiful. They look beautiful. They look charming. They look young. All these are used in various shlokas, and we can see the description of our devatas. So Kamarupini. And what am I doing? Karishyami. I am doing what? Vidyarambham karishyami. I am about to start my studies. Vidyarambham. Very beautiful word, Vidya. And karishyami. And so Adhyayanam karishyami. I'm about to start my Adhyayanam, my studies. Whatever I'm studying doesn't matter. Whether it is Vedanta or not. So two kinds of knowledge. Paravidya and Aparavidya. Correct? Both Vidyas included here in this Vidya. Paravidya means the knowledge of Brahma. We talked about BrahmaarpaNam, etc. Studying that subject is called Paravidya. Everything else is called Aparavidya. So, everything else, whether it is computer science or biology or psychology or social studies or languages, whatever you say, it is all Aparavidya. So, regardless, Vidyarambham karishyami and Siddhir bhavatu me sada. Bhavatu, may it be. May it be, may what be? May Siddhi be. Siddhi. There is nobody who says, I want to study and not understand. I want to study and forget everything I study. Nobody says that. Why? They want Siddhi. They want that study to be successful, period. Let me gain Siddhi. I have an intention, I am sitting here, I am studying, there is a purpose. Let that purpose be fulfilled. So that is a very important thing. And that means what? In the process, if I have any difficulty, may I get the right kind of help. Let there be somebody, father is there, mother is there, may they be available to help me. They should know the subject matter and they should be available. So this availability can be a problem these days. So therefore, the child has to chant it. Very important, because so many things have to fall in place. Or the teacher must be available. I must ask the teacher. I must have the courage to ask the teacher. In India, it's not easy. Students don't simply go and ask the teacher. And because the teacher will have a stick in her hand and they're scared. Or without the stick, they can shout at you also. So may the teacher be understanding. May she understand my problems. May she teach well. May I ask questions without fear. Everything comes here. Look at that. That is all that, because all that is needed for Vidya to take place. Adhyayanam, for Jnanam to take place. Okay. Siddhir bhavatu. To whom? May. To me. To me, the one who is chanting this. And one who is about to study, to me, may, sada, always, wherever I am studying, library or home or in the bus or somewhere out waiting in the bus stand, anything, you can study anywhere. Why? And my father used to tell me, they used to study without power, electricity in Kumbakonam where he was born, and sitting under street light. So they used to study, they used to do all this. What all difficulties they went through. So sada, doesn't matter. I just have a lamp, I can barely see the book, but you help me. You help me understand everything. It's your job. I will do my effort, but it's your job to make me understand. Good. So that is the meaning of the shloka. So salutations to you, O Goddess Saraswati, O Saraswati, who is the giver of all the wishes of people and who has a beautiful form. I'm beginning my studies now, right now, and let there be success. Let there be success for me always. Let me accomplish the goal that I have set out for. That is the meaning of the shloka. Okay. So we will stop with that, and then Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, so I've unmuted all of you. I think I unmuted all of you. Yeah, him, you can pause the